Welcome, dirty peasants, to episode 98 of Wartwood Gazette, the Amphibia podcast. I'm your host, the Baticon. Joining me today, we have Impact.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
And Nick.
How's it going?
All right, thanks, guys, for coming on again. As you can see, we're still... If you're on YouTube, you can see our beautiful faces as we cover our Season 3 tier list of Amphibia. Now, news this week, I don't believe we have any as of October 6th, 2024. And just to recap our tier list recordings, we've done Season 1, we've done Season 2, we're going to cover Season 3, and then we're going to put it all together into one final tier list. To clarify again, as you can see on the screen, we have S to F. We personally do not think there's like a terrible episode of Amphibia, but this is just how we sort it out. We just think that S tier is like the above and beyond episode of Amphibia, and F tier would be like below our standard episode of Amphibia. And then B and C would be like above or below average of Amphibia itself. Now, Nick, Impact, and I, we have a veto where we can decide what rank an episode could be at any rank. We get one of those, and we're probably going to use those next week when we kind of combine all three seasons into one tier list. And this is our opinion. This tier list is just our opinion, but is the correct and only opinion that matters. Now, before we go, do you guys want to add anything before we start?
Nope.
Nah, let's get it.
All right. So I'm just making sure we're recording. Yes, we're recording. The new Wartwood. I'm gonna say B.
The what? Wait.
Oh, sorry. The
what?
The new normal. The new normal. Starting off strong.
I wouldn't mind re-ranking that one, but okay.
I think it's a B episode.
You know, I agree. I
agree with that too. I think new normal's just kind of weird. Like when I think about like the most important episodes in the show, I feel like new normal should be like up there, but I feel like the way it's done doesn't quite work. Because this episode is supposed to define so many things for the show now, right? True Colors has changed kind of like the status quo and the stakes of the entire piece. And New Normal is supposed to transition us from Season 2 into Season 3. But, we talked about this on the retrospective, but, like, goes too fast in, like, handling stuff from Season 2 and goes straight into setting up the rest of the season. That's not what this episode is supposed to do. It's supposed to naturally bring the show back, or at least establish a better tone and status quo. This episode didn't do that, but it's got a lot of good bonuses. It introduces Anne's parents, which are great. Their characterization is really good. Cloakbot's fun. Antris' appearance is great. The powers are really nice. The jokes land pretty well. It's just those first few minutes kind of, I think, literally punch this episode from A down to B. So, yeah.
Yeah, well said, Impact. Like, I liked this episode when it aired, but then as the season went by, I felt like...
Caused so many problems.
Yeah, like... Yeah, like, I just think it could have... If it established a couple of things a bit better, I think when we got to the rest of the season, it felt like it would have it should have done a better job at setting some stuff up. Like I still like the episode. I just don't think it's as strong as like Handy Ann or even Ann or Beast, to be honest.
Yeah, cause those episodes at least naturally set up the tone and the status quo really well. This episode is kind of trying to handle the status quo, but it doesn't. There's a lot of holes when going to Earth that need to be filled,
Mm-hmm.
like tonally, like how does Anne feel about Sasha and Marcy? That only gets revealed near the end of the show, and it's not supposed to be a mystery. Like we could try to make crap up all you want, it's not. It's just like poorly not given that information well. But it does set up some good things later. But yeah, it's a frustrating episode to come back to. But I do think by the end of the show, most of my issues with this episode get resolved. It's just that like as the episode itself, it does hurt this season overall. And I really think it's just I know a lot of people blame the whole season for this, but I really think New Normal is the one. Obviously, it's the first one, but is kind of really the one to fuck some things up. So, yeah,
Sort of like the sacrificial lamb we have going right here. I'm gonna say, yeah. I feel like you guys are right. I feel like I don't really have anything to add besides just saying, yeah. I feel like that probably is like common theme going forward with 3 episodes, because I do feel like, yeah. Again, I don't feel like there's any actual, like, just saying, I don't feel like there's any like 3 episodes I actually dislike. I actually think I like them all a whole lot. I think it's just, yeah, the overall. I think it's, yeah, the overall arc, right? Like, just like, the elephant in the room that doesn't get acknowledged for the entire season. Besides, like, just some sparse moments here and there. Like, it's very much
yeah,
like, yeah, all solid episodes with it, but they all feel awkward at the same time. I think that, I think, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's probably, yeah, that's probably why, yeah, I'm not fighting you guys. Like, the new normal belongs on a beat here.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think we can go into Hop
yeah.
Till You Drop. Um, I think
I
it's
say B.
yeah. I was gonna say B.
I say B too. I like this
Yeah,
episode
I don't
though,
know.
like a lot. Yeah, this episode's a fun one.
I think I like it more than
Um,
New Wartwood. Sorry, New Normal.
Damn, I mean, both can be
I
true.
mean, technically you do. It's a higher tier, but like, um, yeah, this episode's really good. Like, it kind of surprised me how fun this episode was. You get a lot of good Anne jokes here and there. I think the idea of Anne like having to take the time to take care of the planters and not just rush them into learning lessons is really nice. It's a simple thing, but like it sets up the characters like arc too in this season. I think high key a little better than New Normal. Like at least in my opinion, like I feel like this episode should have been the second half of New Normal to be honest. like, but yeah, really good, really solid episode.
I do agree that like I knew New Normal had to deal with a lot of stuff, but I feel like yeah, Hop Till You Drop dealt with like planners on Earth a bit better than the New Normal. Like, I think because it just focused on that, I think that's why I like the episode more. Why I like it more than I think it's a better episode than the New Normal, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Plus, I'm gonna say, I feel like it's also just like a really well produced episode too, because I feel like there's just like a lot of good, like, obviously, yeah, the animation is really great, the expressions are really good. Also, yeah, it's like very funny too. Like, it's just, I feel like it's just like a really solid episode on its own. Even just besides the writing too. Like, I think, yeah, so yeah, put it above the normal. Like, like no hate, but I think, yeah, definitely put it above it. I think, yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with what you guys are saying. I think, yeah, I think I'll just say, yeah, just to add something. I think it is nice that the planners, they don't feel, because I know like another common critique I think with 3A is that, yeah, at times the planners feel kind of blobby, like they have the same exact reaction to things. So I think it is kind of nice in this episode.
Hive mind, yeah.
Yeah, they're all kind of like, leading their own small subplots where they all come back together. I think that is pretty nice, right? Because we kind of get to see the planters. I don't want to say at their best, but yeah, but it is like, I don't know, but we're showing off. I don't know, we're showing them off. We're seeing like the different kinds of troubles they can get into. I think that was pretty fun.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And next we have Turning Point. Now, Okay, I'm low B or high C for me.
I'm gonna say. I'll say yeah. I'll. It'd be very funny if this was like the first C tier episode. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Put it in C. Put it in C. Just for the shits and giggles. For the shits and giggles, bro. For the shits
Impact's
and
laughing
giggles.
instead of getting defensive, so I think I
Yeah,
want to hear his
yeah.
thoughts.
I mean, I
I
have.
like okay. Turning point is like God. I hate this episode, but I like this episode at the same time because you you have like I feel like season 2 set up Sasha changing really well. Right? I feel like this episode had everything in the bag to work, but my god, it's going at like Mach 5. Like it's like go go go. Sasha, we need you to change to get to 3B already. Come on, go go go. Like it never gives a chance. It has all these great character beats and fun moments. You never really like you get to savor them more because there's a lot of good conversations in this episode. Like I think Sasha and Grime arguing with each other before Grime splits off with Sasha, underrated moment. I like that part. I think the the journal scene is not as good as it could be, unfortunately. But I like her like defending the town and admitting she's wrong. That's also a good character beat. I think that's great. I think the fight with the big robot at the end is really fun. I think the Wartwood civilians helping out is great. Again, there's a lot of really good moments here, but I wouldn't put it in C though. I think just B is like where I would put it. I feel like
Oh,
even though with the pacing of the episode, I think it has enough good beats and sets up enough good stuff when we get to 3B to save itself from that problem. It's one of those things where I'm not sure if this should have been a 22-minute episode or you could have just rewrote it differently to make it work. It's a gamble for me on that one. I think you could have. You just needed to change a couple of things. Um, but yeah, I don't think it deserves C though. It has too many good beats for me to put it that low. Oh.
Yeah, like I get what you mean, Impact, because like I do like what they did in the episode. I just felt like there was so much that none of it kind of like stuck with me. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
honestly, I think you could have cut out. I kind of wish Turning Point cut out the stuff between when they visit the planner's house. I feel like if they cut all that out and just focused on like Sasha earning the trust of the town and defending them, I feel like that could have been enough for me.
yeah. Honestly, what they could have did was like I hate to say it, but it's true. You could have cut it into 2 episodes and I think it would have worked better, in my opinion. Like, just put them in slightly separate parts of the season. It would have worked fine. Even then, I think you still could have made it work in one perfectly fine. Um, because I think all the planter, like her not being able to get into the planter's house, is a neat idea. I guess it never feels like it goes anywhere with that to me. Like, yeah, you have the journal scene, but it's like you never get any time with Sasha and the planters in the season for that moment to hit. You know what I mean? Because in True Colors, really, Sasha just betrays Anne and Marcy. The planters, like, I guess, like it's really just Anne.
Mhm.
You know, I think that's a good point. I also think you could easily have shortened the part in True Colors a little bit too, like the True Colors part.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's a cool idea what they were trying to do, but like a part of me kind of wishes, like I don't know, New Normal just like handled that and then like just handled that part a little bit and then just let Sasha do her thing in Wartwood. Just so we had more time. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I honestly don't mind putting it in B. Like I'm kind of if Impact was for C, I would put it in C. But like because you argue for B, I'm like okay, It's gonna stay low B for me, but but thank you, Impact.
That's
Next,
fine.
next we have Tie Feud. This one, like, I like this episode, but C.
Whoa. B. Come on.
I'm thinking C.
We put in everything in B. Every episode in 3H is gonna go in B.
I think it's. I don't know. I mean, High Feud. I mean, I get. I guess my brain's telling me a C or D tier episode should be like, yeah, it should be like in a season 3 episode that bored me. But I'm like, the Type Feud bored me. I didn't feel bored. I didn't feel like the plot was undeserving. The thing, yeah, I guess I think it could have been deeper. Or right, I think they definitely could have related. I think they probably could have related. I don't know because it is connected to Sprig. Sort of losing that full family dynamic like years ago, right? Like
Yeah.
it's been such a long time since he actually had like a mom, technically. So I guess yeah, I don't know. It's nice seeing that motivation, but I do think yeah, I do agree. I feel yeah, it probably could have hit like deeper emotional beats, right? Like the motivation was there, but like, yeah, it didn't tug at the heartstrings as much as it could have. But like I say, keep it a B, but at the lowest. Like I feel like that's what I'm saying. Come on, though, it's Sprig.
Okay,
I think this episode's. I don't know. I kind of want C, but I feel like a part of me thinks one of the things with Tie Feud is that like I think it's a really good idea, and I think it works well with the dynamic we've added with Anne and the Planters, and the Planters' relationship with the parents. But like, a part of me wishes we got a little more of it throughout this season. I think this would have helped this episode a lot, in
Yeah,
my
agreed.
opinion. But this episode's got some good jokes too. Like all the stuff with the food truck and them like running in the crap. That's hilarious. Like that's an underrated part of this episode. It's really good. Um, Ned sucks though. Like he is one of the characters of all time. He sucks so much he's not even in Escape to Amphibia, yo. Doesn't even come back.
Yeah,
Like
that is yeah. That's he apparently knew the family ever since Anne was a kid, right? Just for like the longest time, but he wasn't relevant enough to even show up and escape to him. So like that's actually insane. And all because yes, he was pestering this grieving family while their daughter was missing. So I guess yeah, he did have a. I mean, all that was coming to him. All that was coming to him, but yeah. I do agree. I do agree with what you said. Yeah, I feel like yeah, there definitely could have been more of an arc between the planters and the Boone Traders. Yeah, because as soon as it gets resolved pretty early on, I think that's pretty much it. Like, there's not really anything else that's like elaborated on or just expanded. Like, it's very much just a one and done thing of some episodes here. Like, it's very much just about Anne, which is fine. But again, that just goes back to the whole planters blob thing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll go into that later. So I guess
I'm
I still want it to be. Please let it be.
I'm gonna argue for C just because like
I would say. Oh, you dumb, you go.
okay, because my reason for C is like I don't expect every episode to be like super emotional. It doesn't need to be like super like gripping. But like keep in mind the episode after this, the episode is paired with is Adventures in Cat Sitting. And like we know
Ooh.
Sprig, like we know how Sprig feels about his mom. And then we have Mrs. Boonchoy here. Like I would have expected them to have like I don't need it to be emotional, but I just want them to address that. And they didn't. And like it's right there.
Yeah.
It's literally right there. And like they kind of focused too much on like the food truck antics with Ned. And yeah, also I despise Ned. Like 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 Ned, at least all the other like Earth characters kind of like felt like they added something. Just Ned just felt like if Ned was an antagonist, I think I would have liked him more, but he's just like an ignorant person. I know that's the point of him, but like it felt like they didn't really like address that he's an ignorant person just because like he's literally like stealing their business.
Yeah, and they compare him to Sprig too, and I'm like, Sprig and Ned are not the same thing. Like treat Ned and Sprig as like the same. Like it's like not like Sprig wants attention because he lost his mom and wants another motherly figure. I think that is a part of the episode. They don't say it. I think everyone who watched the episode knew. Oh yeah, that's why he's doing it. So I didn't mind that. That was kind of like not a shadowy thing, but like something you just knew. But with Ned, it's like I feel like Mrs. Boonchurch should have told him to fuck off, and he leaves for forever. Like I don't know why the show treats him the same way it treats Sprig. It's a weird comparison. Like Ned's just being ignorant and being kind of a dick. Like Sprig is like a little kid who wants attention. Ned's a grown man. Get the hell out. Don't come back ever again. So
And like, I really like how Amphibia
yeah.
handles like Anne's like Thai culture, and it's like the fact like Ned's kind of just like wants their recipes. Like it felt kind of wrong. I don't.
Yeah, like I again, Mrs. Boonshire just should have told him to
Yeah,
fuck
like
off. Like,
so like
it'd give a good reason why he never comes back again. There we go.
yeah. So like if both of you want in B, like I'll put it in B, but like I think it's C.
You know what? Let's put it in C now, and we'll come back to this later.
Okay,
We'll come back to it.
putting in C. Adventures in Cat Sitting, I think it's an A.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Nick?
I mean, I was thinking. I mean, I
You have to make a strong case for it to be a B.
You could argue. I think I could see B, but I feel A for me too.
Cousin Stanley, Nick.
that is, Cousin Stanley. That is a boss ass segment. No, I guess A. Yeah, that is a good that is a good opener. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, it does do something I really did like. I feel like I don't know. Yeah, the planters reviving in the cold open, that was nice. So I'll agree. Let's give it A.
Honestly, these next segments, I can go with A. Like Fight at the Museum, I think it's also A too.
Yes, A, yes, absolutely.
I know that's a personal
Put that
favorite
shit up
impacts.
there.
Nick, are you good with A? Dr. Jan?
No, I agree.
Okay.
Good episode. Good up.
I'd put it ahead of
Yes,
Adventures in Cat
sir.
Sitting. Okay. Temple Frogs, also an A.
Yeah.
Would we put it better than Fight at the Museum or right after?
Nah, right after.
Right after? Alright.
Just right next to it. Yeah.
Fixing Frobo, low A for me.
Yeah. I think I've seen some complaints this episode that like
Oh, like the family.
because the flashbacks really like the flashbacks and the family stuff.
Yeah, that was very. That was kind of because I remember people like they were abusive, right? Like they were like I think it was pretty funny looking back because I think they were saying that that Anne Sprig and Top Officer because like, it was kind of insane. This like to Polly, her little brother's dead, right? And then like the whole family's like, bro, stop messing with that thing. Like that's insane. They're just like
I would say to me, I feel like Anne would have helped Polly out. I feel like I get Hot Pop and Sprig being like, "Hey, yo, no, don't touch that. We don't know how that works." But I feel like with Anne, I don't know. Like Anne's also like trying to I don't know. I feel like Anne was the one who was out of character more than Sprig and Hot Pop to me. I feel like Anne should have helped Polly be both Frobo. Also, I think it would have been cool for Anne's final memories with Polly be that getting Frobo back together. Like, would have been sweet to have that kind of be their big bonding moment at the end of the show. So, but I'm kind of getting the fan fiction now with it. But like, I don't know, that Anne's the only one I don't think works when what they were trying to do. So I guess in a way, Anne also joined the planter blob for a little bit, but Polly got out of it. But Other than that, though, I think this episode's still a good beat, Polly. Like, I think it adds something new to her character that I really like. And I like the Furbo flashback stuff. I didn't feel like I was like laughing because it was only 2 scenes. It's funny from a meta perspective, but like I don't know. I felt like I got what Polly was thinking, like throughout the episode. That I didn't feel like LOL Furbo died in like 2 episodes when he showed up. Like so I think low A is fine with me with this one.
Nick, are you good with low A?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would have said high B, so I think that's fair.
Okay.
Fair
And
enough.
Terminator. I think this is. I think low A for me. At least an
I
A.
think I think it's a I think it's above Adventures in Cat Sitting for me.
Mhm.
Like I think this episode does a pretty good job of like while New Normal could have did a better job of handling all the stuff for season 2, I think what the setup New Normal did with Anne's character, I think Anne's Terminator does a good job of handling a lot of that stuff. So to me, like I think this is also Cloakbot's best moment. Like it's his best episode. It's the last one, but it's his best one. I think this is where he really shines the most. I think this is where Anne's parents start getting more into play too, and I think all their moments are great too. Like Mr. Boonshaw like ramming over Cloakbot, or like Mrs. B like beating the shit out of Cloakbot. That was awesome. Like those are really fun moments, and the climax is great too. I think this deserves like middle A right now. I think it's really solid. You know what? Honestly, like put it right next to right under Fight at the Museum. I think I'd be okay with it.
Like, I agree A. Like, I still like Temple Frogs a bit more. Nick, what do you think?
Really? Hmm.
I think still, I mean, there's also some things I'm hung up on over here. I think again, I don't know, yeah, because one thing about this episode, I feel like I still, I mean, again, it's like we were talking about before. I think yeah, just the idea of like wasted potential here, because I do feel like yeah, this is an episode where I feel like Hop Hop should have called her out, about hiding secrets like that.
Yeah,
Like I think
that's
that
true.
that should be like a relevant thing. And again, it's just like yeah, again, it's when you just look at this again. It's not even just it's never just like oh the Marcy and Sasha stuff, 3A. It's just all these things sort of hanging in the air, and they're not being used for some reason, right? Like I would have liked for that to be here. I think like I so like this episode. I still really like it, but I think yeah, there's also just this weirdness to it. I think with like yeah, Anne's emotional arc here. Also, I guess just the thing of her mom. Like I would have liked. I just remember finding like the whole thing too one-sided. I guess like I think like after like I think it was just like a lot of like of Mrs. Boontroy just yelling at Anne, tearing her down. And I feel like I would have liked for more of Anne's troubles to be acknowledged. Because again, remember, like a lot is on her shoulders, and she's just kind of just being yelled at for lying. When it's like, I think it's kind of like it's a little fair. Well, not fair, but it's pretty understandable. You know, I don't know. I
I
would like
think I think one thing to consider is that also comes from Anne not telling like everything about that she's going through with like getting the planters back and everything with Amphibia. But Mrs. B doesn't really know like the stress Anne's been going through. But I also feel like the show doesn't naturally give the Boon Choys that information too. Because it is a little vague what they do or don't know because New Normal F things up again. So I'm not exactly sure like I know they don't know all the high stakes scenarios and stuff, but like I do feel like in this episode I would have liked if it was more clear. Okay, like what does Mr. and Mrs. B know now? It's actually a little confusing once we get to Mr. X, but that might be a Mr. XL too. So I I like your point on Hot Pop though. I could say like middle A. Don't mind that. Middle A or just somewhere in A. It's not going in B. That's for sure. So
maybe lower. I don't know. Maybe a step above. Yeah.
How's
6
that?
and 12. I think I can compromise there. Yeah.
okay,
I'm fine with
okay,
that.
all right.
Mr. X, like I'm not. I like this episode. I like the Boon choice, but like whatever you guys want for the ranking, I'll support it. To be honest, I'm not.
Maybe like lowest D or D. I'm sorry.
I like it more
Lowest
than
D or
Tie. I
D.
like it more than Tie Feud. Let's be clear.
Really? That's that's kind of crazy.
Really?
Like oh,
Nah, I think it's
This
definitely
episode's
lower than
boring.
Time Feud.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not. I'm sorry though. This episode's boring, bro. Like I'm sorry. It was kind of boring. Mr. X is not him. It's
like
kind of boring.
I'll say C. Like okay, C tier, but like after Tie Feud, like I'm not gonna fight for this episode. So
yeah, this episode's weird. Like, I think all the Boon Choi jokes are great,
mhm.
but like Mr. X as a character, he's so whack, man. He's so whack. He's so boring. Like, I don't know how some people think he's like hilarious. I don't understand. Like,
I do think
he's so whack.
this is his weakest episode. I think for me at least.
Really?
Yeah.
For I think Hollywood Hot Pop's worse for him. Honestly, he just feels like a. We'll get to that episode, but like honestly, no, just keep it as C. I don't think it deserves D. There's other episodes that deserve it more than that. So,
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, next we have
Okay.
we'll get there, but next we have Sprig's birthday. Now, like I think this is a B episode.
yeah,
High B
Yeah.
or actually I'm not at least a B for me.
I think High
Yeah.
Beat's fine.
I think
This episode's
above
really good, and it's really funny.
Mhm.
This episode's really funny. That last part in the balloon is hilarious. You can make ton of Twitter clips off that. There already have been. Like, it's so good. Top tier comedy. It's great.
Like I'm not too concerned about its rank in B, but like I thought it was a fun episode. I wish it came before Mr. X.
Yeah,
But like the episode
I'll
itself,
agree
I
with
think
that.
was the episode itself. I think that was my only kind of nitpick with it. But I thought the episode was solid, and yeah, the ending was kind of like the first gut feeling I had that like the show was gonna end with Anne and the planners separated. So like that was like kind of like the first like
Mhm.
alarm for me. But next we have Spider Sprig. Okay, I'm gonna say low. I'm gonna say like B.
Well, were you about to say
B?
like? You were about to say like low B. No,
Hold on, wait a minute.
H tier. I'll compromise the lowest on A tier. That's where because I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, but the lesson here was given awkwardly. Molly Jones should have. But dude, the rest of this episode again, it's very funny. Like it's like I think it's one of like I think has like some of the best like action sequences in the whole series. I think it's good. I mean I don't know. Molly Joe's awesome. Otto is awesome. Like it's kind of like it has some of the best Earth characters right here. Like I think like this episode is very huge. I think it has like one flaw you can pick out at the ending here, but like yeah, you even have Anne in her yellow jacket. Like, are we? Is there anything you can hate about this episode? Like, it's good. Like, I think lowest A. That's where I gotta compromise. I gotta hear.
A.
I have to hear some good arguments. I have to hear some like insane arguments here.
Okay, Nick, this I like Spider Sprig. I like this episode, but like it's like style over it's style over substance because like this
We don't need that.
okay this ending. Okay, I hate the ending of not I don't hate it. It's so dumb the ending of this episode where it's like Molly Joe's like, oh look what you did, and okay, if they were gonna call out Sprig, they should have called him out about how he was like too like performative instead of actually stopping Otto. Like,
I think that's what they were trying to do.
but like it did.
I think that's
because she was just like, "Oh, look what you did!" Like, and just pointing the mess. It's like, dude, Molly Joe, your grandpa did this. That's like, like what? Okay, Otto was great. Otto was a great villain. Like the jokes are funny. It just like low B. Like that ending, just like
I think for me, I don't know. I feel like Spider Sprig is like the same shit as cracking Mrs. Croker, but like
I wouldn't go that far.
worse. Like,
Yeah,
like okay. I think this episode doesn't do that much for Sprig. Like, if it wasn't in the show, what would it change about Sprig's character? I can't think of anything.
Okay,
Like, I feel like this episode's really just kind of whatever. I like Robert Otto, but like I like that the arm,
I
the
mean,
Cloakbot arm comes back. That's cool. I think Robert Otto is fine. I don't know, man. I think Molly Joe's design's good too. I feel like just nothing happens in this episode, yo. I don't mean story wise. I don't care about that. It doesn't have to be like something about the stones or the core or something, whatever. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is just like I don't feel like this episode does anything, yo. Like I want to put it in C tier. Like I don't think this episode's that good. Like
yeah.
I don't think Spider Sprig is bad. I just think that it's like it's all right.
Okay.
Like it's definitely not one of the worst episodes in the show. Like the fan base is bugging, but like I think I don't know. There isn't really much to say about it. I think the jokes with Anne screaming Sprig's name is hilarious. I think she's really funny here. But like, and the Polly joke with like, you're not gonna fix societal problems with a sock on your head. That's funny. That's a good one. But I don't really see much else, man. Like I got nothing to say about the episode beyond that. I think it's a C for me. And I wouldn't even call it the best action in the show. I high key disagree with that when
Well,
All In and
I mean,
Reunion exists.
that's
Like
okay.
in
What?
a way.
Okay, Impact. Like, I wouldn't go that far.
I mean-
Like, I feel like what saves the episode from being a C for me is that the fact that they do bring up the fact that like Sprig's like, oh, I want to be like Anne when like Anne was Amphibia, she became like a protector and stuff,
Yeah.
and like that was kind of
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so. I do think
Like
I think that's a meaningful thing, like for me at least, like, and I do see a lot of like Marcy in that beginning, like little movie thing, but I know that part's a bit of a stretch, but like the Sprig like wanting to be like Anne, like the way Anne was in Wartwood, like I think that still felt relevant.
I think that that's a good point. But I don't think the end of the episode really does anything for that point though. Like I don't feel like Sprig learns something about Anne's journey or something about being a hero or the responsibility of it. Just because the ending doesn't work, it's trying to make it seem like, oh, he messed up the town with Robert Otto. Like, no, like Otto was destroying the town. He was running for his life. It's not his fault. Like, I get what they were trying to do. I don't know, man. I don't think it belongs in B tier. I think it belongs in like high C, maybe like right below Typhoon. But like Mr. X is definitely like it's definitely above Mr. X, but it's not above Turning Point though. I'm sorry, guys. Like that's capping. Like
Nick,
Really?
Nick,
Wow.
Impact kind of convinced me for C.
Really?
I
mean, listen,
I put it like yeah, they don't like
wait, this is betrayal.
as long as it's
This is
above
really
Mr. X, I'm fine with that, but like yeah, like they could have gone harder at the end with the
for real. Like
I don't know. Again, I mean,
Okay.
I do get it because it's like,
I'll put it ahead of
This isn't
Typhoon.
really whoa. I mean, let's. This is crazy.
I think Typhoon should be above it,
wait, what?
but wait, I think Typhoon should be above Spider Sprig, but Spider Sprig should be above Mr. X. So like put Spider Sprig in the middle. I'd be okay with that.
No. I mean,
I'm not gonna fight over this. It's in C tier. I don't care.
Oh, what? I'm just surprised. Like, I don't know. Listen. I get it.
just
Like, it doesn't impact.
for Nick's sake, I'll just put it like at least the highest for C tier.
All
That's
right.
crazy.
All right.
That's crazy. I'm blown away. Like, okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
You still have that veto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not using. We'll see.
I feel like that's all of our opinions. It's like you could put it higher. It's like nah, I'm not gonna use it on this.
You gotta wait.
Next we have Olivia and Yunnan. A.
A? Really? Not S?
High.
Wow. That's okay.
Actually, I feel like it's a low. You know how last time Impact you kept saying like S plus or like A plus. I feel like
Yeah.
I think this is like
S plus.
I feel like it's a high A or low S just based on the ending. Because a lot of Olivia and Yunnan, like it is more about giving answers. Actually, no, the Olivia
I think
backstory.
there's still some
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
put
get
it
some
less
Olivia backstory stuff. I think you get a lot of good Andrea's
at the
characterization
end.
too in this episode.
Yeah.
Like
I forgot
not
about
even at the end, at the start too.
I forgot about the flashbacks.
Like his conversation with the core.
Yeah,
Yeah, like his conversation with the core at the start's really good. I think Yunnan gets some good stuff too. I wish she got more.
hmm
I think Olivia gets a lot more. We get a lot more stuff about what she knows about the castle and some of her origins and some of her insecurities with the little illusion thing. I think all the stuff with Marcy was really good too. We get a better idea of her mental headspace than Anne's. Like so I think that was good. I think how they break the illusions is really good too. And yeah, we're getting a bunch of answers, but I think it's paced pretty well. It felt like it felt like everything from Sleepovers works well. So it's not like just the ending that's good about this episode. There's like a lot of really good characterization here with answers going on too. I feel like it deserves S tier, man. I don't
yeah. I think
I don't think like
no, you're right because I think I was thinking too
I
much
think it
about the
deserves S.
I was thinking too much about the Olivia and Yunnan like going through the castle, but I know like there's more to that. Look at the Andrea stuff and the endings. Like, yeah, I would agree with this. I still I still think it's like
Yeah.
a fantastic episode. But I think Nick, I'm guessing you're
Nick, your
fine with that.
thoughts?
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And also, hear me out. I mean, I think my thing with this episode, I feel like I'd be okay putting an S here if it had the same like S tier qualities as I saw in, like, you know, season 1 and season 2. Because I feel like the thing with them, I feel like something I do like about those S tier episodes is that even in like a like a retrospective quality, like they really hold up. Because you're also just thinking about, like, you know, the things they set up down the line the season, just how good those things were. And like when I just think about Living in Union, I really think besides, like, you know, Andrea's, there isn't much else I'm really getting out of this episode, because I feel like, you know, I thought, yeah, Living in Union by the end of the season, I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, we didn't really get much of an arc of them. I feel like they mostly just got this episode, and then like boom,
That's a good point.
really changed people at the end. And then, like, you know, obviously I really like Darcy, but then, like, you know, Darcy, I think outside of getting like a cool moment and like a cool tease and for like a little Christmas, and I guess like she showed the beginning and end. Like, it's nothing too crazy. I feel like, yeah, what we got here, the plot, like the plot threads after that weren't too crazy. I think, like, yeah, I think Andreas was pretty damn solid, pretty sick. But
I think
I'm just feeling kind of
Like,
I feel like maybe we could put it highest an A, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna call it like an S tier, because I don't know, because I would put, like, I guess a spoil. I would put like Fraggle the Christmas an S tier. I don't know if I'm gonna say Olivia and Ian's on the same level for me. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would put it in the same tier.
I would say I think I don't know. I guess I didn't feel well. To be fair, I mean Olivia and Yunnan leads to Olivia at the end of the show, which I mean I feel like that's still a pretty big deal by the end of it, you know. So even though it's not like you know like some final fight like with Sasha and Darcy or Anne and Andreas, I still feel like this episode leads to that naturally pretty well by the end of the show. So I still think it has stuff that matters, like them building a relationship and then actually getting together at the end is good. So I think the Olivia and Yunan stuff with their characters works fine to me. I think, and also this thing Marcy's done really well too in this episode. Like, I think we get her near the end, but like everything with her at the end's really good, and everything with Andreas is really good, and even like stuff with the core, even though it's not talking, you're still getting good characterization off it too, in my opinion, which plays off later. So I think it deserves S. If it gets low S, I'm fine with that. But I think S is a fair place to put it.
Yeah, just to like end it off this discussion, like I feel like I'm gonna kind of compare it to Maddie and Marcy because like Maddie and Marcy try to make it about Maddie and Marcy, even though it wasn't. Olivia and Yunan isn't really trying to make it about them, and they're definitely like kind of like the bridge between the stuff that's going on with like Marcy and Andres and the core. Like I think that's the strongest. Like they don't
That's
need to be
true.
the main characters of this episode, but they are definitely like the. Sorry. They don't need to be. I didn't need to get like character development out of them because like they're providing like development for like a lot of other stuff. I think that's why I think because like with Amphibia, it's like you already know the answers ahead of time. It's kind of just like the execution, and I think they kind of like confirmed our like suspicions about certain things, and like with all of like the when they're going through the castle, it's not like it isn't new information for us, but it's kind of like a comfortable like reassurance that like the show's like kind of paying attention. It's kind of confirming like okay, yes, you're correct. This is what it is, and like why. And then yeah, all the not flashback stuff, the nightmare stuff. I kind of like becomes kind of relevant in the finale where like they have Sasha going up against that stuff. So I think this was like a nice kind of
And the mindscape too.
yeah.
Like that's like an entire thing with that. That's how Marcy's arc ends. It sets that up. So to me, like, it's not the same visual like air thing with, I don't know what to call it, like the dust that shows up, but it pretty much is the same exact
Yeah.
idea. Like, so
yeah, so I'm fine with it being
I
an
think,
S because I know eventually it's going to be like in low S. So yeah, that's
no, I find that
that's
funny.
my
But
opinion
yeah,
on it. So next we
Oh.
have Hollywood Hop Pop. Like I like Mr. X in this episode more than Mr. X, and I like Hop Pop. I like Humphrey. I like how it addresses Hop Pop's acting career. I feel like I know we had Caravan Named Desire, and I know that touched on his acting
yeah,
career, but I feel like Hollywood Hop Pop at
yeah.
least gave him a more like Caravan Named Desire was kind of like Hop Pop's. This is his dream, and it's bad. It's wrong because something beyond his control is making it bad. So he has to give this up and put it in the past. Hollywood Hop Hop is more like it's his choice. It's his decision to make, and he's giving it to someone else. And that I think is like peak Hop Hop.
I mean, where are you putting it? Like, right?
Oh,
Just like this.
oh, I put it in B.
Nick, what do you think before I go?
I have to think. It's just like,
I think that's the.
dude,
I feel like
Mr. X is so lame. I'm sorry.
I feel like for some of these segments, I'm gonna give like a heartfelt like. I'm gonna give like a positive review from the heart for like a B tier for a B.
Yeah, that's funny as fuck.
I think Hollywood Hot Pop is weird to me because I feel like compared to other episodes, I don't know. I would agree that Hollywood Hot Pop's ending is better version of Caravan Named Desire, but a part of me wish it was just different. I don't know. I feel like Hot Pop has already had to sacrifice his acting career before or his family like multiple times in his life already. So him to have to do it again, I don't know. I don't think it quite works in this season the same way it could have for like season 2. Like I feel like if you made the ending of Hollywood Hot Pot the ending of Caravan Named Desire, obviously you have to rework a couple of things, obviously. But like a similar vein to it, it would work better in that episode than it does in season 3 here. So I don't know, man. I just never feel like it does too much with Pop Pop beyond retread that area a bit without expanding on it. Like, in a way where I feel like, yeah, that felt like an episode that needed to happen. I had fun. I think and being frustrated and annoyed is hilarious. But I think honestly, Mr. X, he is such a add-on. He is not needed in this episode, yo. Like he sucks. There's
Oh,
nothing to him. Like he's Mr. X sucks this episode. This is his worst appearance.
Low
I'm
B.
sorry. Like
I'll
he
settle
does
for a low B.
nothing. Low B. I want it in C, man. Like
No, Nick.
I want that in
Nick, back me up.
C.
I remember. I just remember Thai Feud. Yeah, you didn't have my back on Thai Feud and Spider Spring. I'm thinking about those 2 episodes. You had my back.
Oh shit.
I was fighting for life for those 2 episodes. Now I gotta like. Let me Hollywood Hop Hop. I'm gonna try to convince myself for you, Thumb. I'm gonna try to convince myself.
Don't convince yourself for me. Do it for you.
Just let me think because I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. Dude, Mr. X is so.
I feel like
boring.
I'm at Nick's mercy now. Nick's gonna make or break this.
But I do like Hop again. I was Hop Hop. I always like Hop Hop doing something. Like again, like there's good Ann moments here. Her
Nick,
being a caretaker.
They ended on a
Nice.
hopeful note for our old frog.
That's true.
They don't tell him to give up his dream. They tell him like, okay, you could be something else. You could be a director. You could be this. Like,
And then Anne kicks him for it. Want to be a director.
Remember his Christmas gift. Remember his Christmas gift from the Boon Choice.
Bump up Spider.
Wait, what was it?
It was like a how to direct book.
Shit. Okay, hold on.
We should bump up Spider Sprig the bee, and we'll put Hop Hop. We'll put Hollywood Hop Hop behind it. That's my take. That's my
no.
I'm saying Spider Sprig. Listen, it can be Lois. It can be Lois on B. How about that? Lois on B, Spider Sprig Thumb. Hollywood Hop Hop's about it. I'm using all my brain cells here to somehow convince myself that's okay.
Look, if we put it in B, just put it in low B. Like, it still should be in C. Like, it should be above Spider Sprig in C. Like, you know what? This episode is still funny. Like all the acting, whatever the acting jokes when like Ansperger like in the golf cart. That's pretty funny, and I think the "no questions, Earthman" from Polly and then kicks him off the cart. That was good. That's a really good one. So, you know, just for the jokes, we'll just put it in B and low B and call it a day.
Okay.
There we go. Ollie saved the episode.
Thank you, Impact. If it's good to know that Nick had my back for a Hop Hop episode.
I did. Well, tried.
No, I'm kidding.
Now this episode.
If you give a frog a cookie, now this is the Planner's shittiest episode. I will.
Yeah.
I will concede with that.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, but it's also the shittiest episode.
Yeah, because it's like damn, yeah, this is the girl who's busting her ass to take care of you guys, and you're pulling this. I mean, maybe this is a. I think yeah, funny. It's pretty entertaining. I think yeah, it also just
Big
feels
Terry's really good.
Yeah, it's also just like what the fuck are the planners doing here? I think maybe a C tier episode, maybe C, but maybe it can be the highest.
Yeah, I'd put it high C. I like the Terry stuff. I love that. Like I like that stuff, but like the planners were too much here.
Yeah. And science, the science stuff was fun. I like Dr. Jan coming back. I think Terry was fun. I think Dr. What was her name?
Dr. Frakes, I think.
Shoot.
She was voiced by Cree Summers.
Frakes. Yeah, she's pretty okay. I like the mad scientist vibe. It's a little weird, the tech that's used on Earth, I guess. Like she has like this, I don't know, the force field grab thing, like that. I don't know. It always weirded me out, like the science in this episode. I don't think it doesn't make sense, but it's just strange. I will say though, the way they use the box with like Anne and Sasha and Marcy like creating like I forget what it was like sort of energy field that like they have to replicate was pretty cool. That was a good way of bringing like the the beginning of the show back, and like
The skip
they
man.
also bring the skip man back. Yeah, that's something to remember too. Like I think this episode pays off quite a few things. The more I think about it, with the skip man, the 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 girls going to Amphibia for the first time, coming back in a really weird but kind of fun way. I liked what they did with that. I think Terry was fun. I think Dr. Franks was a little strange, but she's fine. Better than Mr. X in Hollywood Hop Pop. So I think the planters really lower this episode down, and I don't really get what Anne's arc is supposed to be in this episode. I don't understand what they were trying to do. Like, you're supposed to not get guilt tripped. It wasn't like I don't know. Like, I kind of get what they were trying to do, but like, I felt like the planters were like out of character. I don't think they would be this mean to Anne. Like, I like. I don't know, and I think it kind of messes with the speech Anne gives and All In, like to them too. Like this is like the planters being like total toxic, whatever's frogs, poisonous frogs. There we go. So
They are poison dart
yeah,
frogs.
yeah. So
But
I would put this episode. I don't know. I feel like put this episode in B with it, like low B, maybe above Hollywood Hop Pop. I'd be fine with it. Never mind. Put it in C.
like
Forget it.
I'm a fan of the
Never
like I'm
mind.
a
You can
big
put it
fan
in
of the
C.
planners, and like I was not a fan of them this episode.
Mhm.
So like that, I mean that like
You could put it in C.
yeah, I'd put in C. I'd put it below Spider
Yeah. That's
Sprig.
fine.
Like
No,
ah,
I'll put it above Spider
okay, like
Sprig. Put that thing lower. Yeah. There we go.
okay, Froggy Little Christmas S tier, like
S.
S.
Absolute cinema. S.
Yeah,
Escape to Amphibia, I would put this
A or B for me. I like it. But,
high B
yeah,
for
it's
me.
really fun. I mean, yeah, it's pretty damn funny. It's pretty damn
Actually,
funny. I think especially like the interrogation scenes.
I want to put low A, just cause like
Maybe above fixing. You know, maybe above the Exterminator.
yeah, because
I'll say
I
that.
do.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Whoa,
Hold on.
we triggered something.
I think Escape to Amphibia is a good episode. I don't know. I feel like okay, like when I think about it logically, I this is Mr. X's best appearance in the show. It doesn't say much, but it is. Like I think he actually works as a villain slightly, even though Andrews would work way better. We don't need him, but whatever. Anyways, like he's it's his best appearance. I think all the stuff with and doubting yourself was done really well. I think the prison scene is pretty good. Even if I think they should have set up Anne's emotional state a little better throughout the season. I think if they did, I think this episode would work. I would put it even higher on A. But I don't know. I feel like I would put it above fixing Frobo. Would I put it above Anne's Terminator? Ah, fuck it. Yeah, just you could do it, but I feel like I'm gonna change my mind later about it. I don't know.
like
I think also the idea that they also bring this idea in Anne's head that like even if Anne leaves, her parents, there's still the memory she has of them still always stays. That's a huge part of the show. I feel like that isn't talked about enough. That sets up the literal message of the show at the end. So this episode is really important too. So
I think just to try and bump it up a bit more, like I do like how the Earth cast we have established, like because of time, like they did choose most of the characters that came back well. Like you had Humphrey for like on a lower scale, you had like Humphrey for like the disguise stuff, but you also had like Alien just for the portal, Dr. Jan for
yeah,
like the history aspect, like not Dr. Terry, just Terry coming back. Mr. X being
Harry for
like
the portal. Yeah,
Mr. X being like an actual like threatening
character.
villain. Yeah, the Anne and the
Yeah,
parents
that
stuff,
too.
like having her to say goodbye to them again, and the avocado stuff was funny. Even like Anne like getting a better grasp on her powers, and I just love that scene at the end where like the choir starts playing and like she's like has more control
Yeah,
and that's when the portal starts to power because she's like using herself to power the like that was like the missing part of the portal. Like I do think that stuff's
was
fantastic,
good too. I
and
forgot about that
it
scene.
leads well into
Yeah,
Escape to Amphibia. Sorry, it leads well into Commander Anne, but that's
Commander Anne.
I'll talk
Yeah,
about Commander Anne next. But I think Escape to Amphibia itself, I think it is still like a strong finish. It does everything it's set in season in 3A. I think it pays it off pretty well. I feel like New Normal kind of like weakened it, and I feel like Escape to Amphibia kind of like made it come full circle and it kind of like picked up the slack that New Normal lacked.
you know what? You know what? I agree. I feel like would you guys argue for this to be at the top of A then at this point? I think it could go above Fight at the
I
Museum
would put it
then,
above.
maybe.
I would put it above
Might change my mind,
Temple
but
Frogs. I still think Fight in the Museum was like a solid episode addressing like Anne's worries, Cloakbot, the planners, Doctor. I feel like, and then also like the overarching story. I think Escape to Amphibia is like below that, and maybe Temple Frogs. I feel like Temple Frogs and Escape to Amphibia are the same for me.
okay.
Nick, how do you feel? Because I've been talking a lot.
No, I mean, I feel like you guys have been like really good points, and I guess I'm just still trying to think about all of it because I think it's just, again, it's like the big conclusion where honestly, I kind of just feel like yeah, Anne's kind of hard carrying everything. Because I just remember, again, yeah, when the planters are hugging the Boot Choice goodbye, like it doesn't feel as impactful as it should, and that's just because yeah, I feel like it really only
Yeah, that's a
really
good
really
point.
really again because I feel like yeah, it's an episode that's just also yeah, Mr. X is okay. Mr. X is there again. He's okay. Mr. X is okay, and yeah, it's nice seeing all their characters back again. But it's like it's just like damn, it's an episode I think I should really like, but I think it's like yeah, it's like geez, yeah, it's just these specific hangups I have of the season, right? Yeah, again, I have these specific hangups with the season, and the episode counts on those hangups, to work. And I think yeah, that's why my gut's telling me maybe like I'm just feeling B,
I
It's
feel
not
like
bad.
E?
well, okay.
Wow.
I feel like Escape to
Okay.
Amphibia makes All In better because like it kind of like you have like new normal. Sorry, yeah, the new normal, and I feel like Escape to Amphibia is like lifting up like this for All In to grab it. Does that
Oh,
make
I see what
sense?
you mean.
Like I feel like new normal is like this, and then All In's like that, and then Escape to Amphibia is just like lifts it up.
Hey, get your ass up
Yeah,
there
it's
so
like
all in can work.
yeah. I want to put it after Temple Frogs, but I think it's on par. I know Impact's fine with it. I think I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah, I yeah, I think I'm fine with it. I think Nick, if you want to change the place, like that's fine. But I don't know. I think this is
No,
a
fair.
good place for now. We could change it later if you want to.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, because we can just keep the train rolling here.
Commander
Yeah.
Ann. Okay, it's funny because I feel like I want to put this between the new normal and Turning Point, which I think is kind of fitting. I mean, it's also
That makes perfect sense though. Like,
Right. Candy, I honestly I forgot. Where did we put those episodes again? Like, let me. Oh, there they are. Okay. Uh,
okay,
um,
so
yeah, I guess so.
I
Yeah.
like Commander Ann. All right, I think the first half of this episode, Sasha's like, okay, here's the resistance. Okay, here's what we're doing. We're gonna attack this. Okay, blah blah blah. Blah. Okay, and then as soon as that happens, the episode chills out. We just get some Sasha and Ann stuff. I'm cool with that. I needed that. So I think I this is weird. I think the second half of this episode is much stronger than its first half, and the first half has to like also go 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 go. Because it's the only 11-minute show, we gotta go. So like, it's not as that bad. I think compared to Turning Point, but Turning Point is rushing everything to get to the end. So I think it deserves to be higher. I think it deserves to be higher than New Normal too. Like, I think this episode, to me, you know what? I think this episode gets saved by Spryvy. When we'll get there when we get there, but like, I I wouldn't mind putting this episode above Hop Till You Drop and under Sprig's birthday. Like, I think that's a good place to put it. Like, what do you guys think?
I feel like it dumbed down Anne a little too much just to prop up Sasha.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah, you're right. I
when it
forgot about
when it
that.
didn't have to. Like we already know Anne is like a
Yeah.
better people person than a leader, but that kind of made Anne like kind of dumb,
It's
which I
dumb.
didn't like.
No reason. Like, yeah, that's a good point.
Like
Damn, I forgot about
yeah, like
that.
I feel like you could have like they could have had Anne just like come up with like a certain plan and like have Sasha like point out the flaws in it, but like kind of like the absurdity of like the like everyone getting a line and just like it felt it
So it
felt
made Anne dumb and
yeah
regressed her when it didn't need to.
yeah
The show already could have had, like, Grimes says a good point that like Anne hasn't doesn't know how amphibians change. She wouldn't know how to make plans in this space. And like, I like the idea of Anne being like having a bit more humility than she did at the start of the season. Because at the start, Anne's like, "Oh, I'm on Earth." She's super worried about having to deal with everything, but she kind of acts like she doesn't, and she'll be able to handle it. But there's also like, you can tell with Anne, like, there's a bit of like, I don't know if I actually can do this kind of vibe to it. But here, it's like Anne tries, realizes I don't know what I'm doing, and that's okay. Here, Sasha, you can take control of this. That's a good character beat, but it doesn't really work because it tries to make Anne look like an idiot and can't lead when we saw an entire season of that. Sprig literally says it. So like, I just think, I feel like this is one of those situations where the joke doesn't, like, that one joke, I think, or the jokes in general with Anne don't work with who the character is currently. This doesn't really work with me. I totally forgot about that. I think it because I'm too much into the fandom, like, hive mind with that, with this
no, but
episode.
it's not a big
Sorry to the
part of the
fandom.
episode. Like I would still
Whatever.
consider it B. It just feels like Anne's portion of being in charge, and then the point where she like wants Sasha to lead. Like I feel like that's like the weak. That's what brings the episode down for me to like that B tier. Like and it's not a big thing, but like it is. I feel like important to
I
bring
do
up.
think it matters too, because because Sasha says, "Oh, we're gonna be equals," but if Anne doesn't know what she's doing, like, they're not really equals. Then, like, it kind of messes with that too. Even though, like, I don't know, it's, I think putting it in B is fine. I'm not gonna argue with it. If you want to put it like, I think putting it above New Normal is fine with me.
I still think New
Um,
Normal still does like a lot of good stuff. I just feel like
all right, that's fine.
I just feel like
It's fine with me.
if Commander Anne didn't dumb down Anne, I would say it's like A tier or like high B. It just I think that's what brought it down for me. Nick,
I got you.
are you okay with that?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty funny that sandwich right in between the two episodes. So no complaints. I agree. You guys chose a pretty funny spot for it.
Spivey, I would put it B tier. I feel like
An A
above
tier,
new
A tier,
A tier.
A tier.
I think A tier too, man. I think low A.
I
Yeah,
think
think
this is
low
generally,
A.
yeah,
I
I'm
think
fine
this is
with
generally
that.
like I think this is generally one of the show's funniest episodes. It's like it's really funny.
Yeah. There isn't a single joke in this episode I think sucks. I think every single one I was like, yo, that's too good. Maybe can't think of one off the top of my head, so
Like I know a lot of
like
people in the fandom
that's
complained
bad.
about like the Spivey stuff, but I think the show like
Oh.
is very clear with that. Like like it's cute, but it's like yeah, it's kind of annoying. And the point of the episode is yeah, it is annoying, and it
It's
kind of
annoying.
and it did spoil the plan. And then like once they did like fix that, like with Fern and Stumpy, like everything goes well according to plan. Like and that's the point. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think everything with Stumpy and what's her name?
Fern.
Fern? Yeah. Was really good. I feel like it's nice to get more underrated Wartwood characters to kind of get their own episode. That's what I was wanting. Like out of Dree B, like I would have liked more of this. Just Wartwood Townies going on adventures. I don't need like Anne and Sasha, you know. So like I like this episode a lot. Yeah, really funny episode. Really good bouncing off all the Wartwood civilians. This episode deserves A, man. I don't care what the fandom says. A tier for me.
And the next segment, Sasha's Angels, I'd put it above this.
Oh,
Yeah,
chill.
I can
Whoa.
see that.
Oh,
Bump Spivey?
what do you think, Nick?
What do you mean, Nick? Go, Nick, go. You can
Uh,
persuade me.
I mean, just chill. Like what? What are we saying here? How's it about? I mean, yeah, it's a good episode. I mean, it has a good moment. You know, honestly, yeah, damn good cast this one. You know, a lot of good and Sasha moments. Honestly, you know, yeah, maybe I'll just have like more of my controversial. Well, maybe I'll just have more of my controversial takes later on. But you know, all right, fair enough. Let's make this one an A. All right, fair enough. It's damn good. I mean, honestly, I don't really have any.
I
No, put it below Spivey though. I want Spivey taking a dub. Give
I
a dub.
I would say I think this episode does Toady and all the Sasha's Angel stuff, all the Wartwood civilians well. But I also think the Sasha Ann stuff is also really good. Like, it's somehow better than Commander Ann with having like way less time.
Yeah.
Like it did get a bump to the above Spivey just for that alone. It did Commander Ann and Spivey's jobs better than those episodes. So like in the same amount of time. So
Like I would put it
yeah,
above.
this episode slaps.
I'd put it above fixing Frobo. Like
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm fine with it there.
I guess we'll take on it. Hold on, bump Spivey above fixing Frobo. I say bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bet.
Let's
Word.
go. Okay, all right, I'm good. I'm good. Satisfied.
Old Town Road.
That is either a high C or low B. That's my take. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I think there's too much wink, wink, nudging with Sasha here for me to like be in love with her. I think like the lore is awesome. The planners are pretty damn funny. Anne's good here, but dude, Sasha is like, it's like, all right, I get. You know, it's like, all right, I get it. I fucking get it. I fucking get it. I get you're trying to tell me here. I fucking get it. It's okay. It just feels okay. Like I feel like again, of course, I'm going. So I think Sasha has like a really great. I mean, again, yeah, she has like a really great character moment there. You know, when she like finally snaps and yells at them, like again, that shit became a meme. I'm pretty
Like
sure.
there's too much repeating of that point, and then when we get there, it's like
It's not. It doesn't hit as hard.
I know.
Doesn't hit. Yeah.
It's still good though.
Yeah, it's
I
still
like
good.
that moment. Like I still think it's a good character beat. And I like. Okay, I will say I do like Anne helping Lysol and Angwin. Fuck Sasha like helping Lysol and Angwin just because it always, to me anyway, it always felt like a kind of a way to amend for like Percy and Braddock and Barrel's Warhammer to me. That's the vibe I always got out of it from Sasha. You know, obviously she's a little projecting, kind of funny. He's like, I made mistakes, and everyone should like be able to, I don't know, something, grow from your mistakes or something. I forget the whole thing. You know what I mean, though, right? So to me, I think this episode works to that. I think it does do it a little too much. I will say, this is a little nitpick. Something that bothers me is the start of the episode where Sasha says like, "We need an actual plan." I'm like, we didn't have an actual plan this entire time. We were doing random stuff. All these episodes, Sasha, like, what are you doing? Like, your friend's stuck in another castle. Like, what are we doing? Like, I thought we already had a plan, but I guess not. It's a small line. I know it's a joke, but like, I don't know. I thought Sasha would have already had one, and it just seems like she doesn't. Just for that laugh, it's a small thing, but like, I don't know. It makes the rest of the 3B episodes feel weird. Like, why do we even do these missions if there was no goal to it? You know, I don't know.
So I don't want to go too much into the semantics of it, but like I do like
Yeah,
how
sorry.
Sasha was kind of like just holding down the fort, and when Anne and the planners came back, they were like able to advance. So,
That's true.
but
That's a good point.
and they do
Okay.
advance because of their like the planners, like what they did throughout the show. Like that's the reason they get to where they are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I felt like I wish it established more that Sasha was like holding down an
Well, they
area.
do mention like they do
Guess that
show.
already done. You wait, hold on. They do
Yeah,
that. Yeah, you're right. Hold on. I just argued myself out of that.
sorry, but like
Okay.
just to focus on Old Town Road,
Um.
like Low B, like I do like all like
Yeah.
the Old Town. The what's the city called? Like Proteus.
Yeah, I think
Odious,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all like fantastic, and like the music there, like the background. Like I feel like that. I don't want to. It's so different to what we've got. I don't want to like. I don't want to bring this episode like that stuff is like A level stuff, and I don't want the plot of the episode. I know like Sasha stuff. I don't want to drag it down because of that. Like I don't know. Like I want to say low B for this.
I would think it's above. So it's above Hollywood Hot Pop, Turning Point.
Yeah,
Do
I
we put this next to Commander Anne? Or
I put it just below Commander. I don't care too much.
Yeah, below Commander Anne. That's fine with me. Okay, Mother Olm.
Mother Olm's at least an A. Okay, like low A, like what? Like it was a stealth hop hop episode. Like I do like how they go into like the age stuff. Like okay, Impala, what do you? Okay, let me try and make a better case. Like let me try and make a better case for this. Like I don't know, did Nick freeze on me, or is he just like stone cold killer? I don't know, but like maybe he did freeze. I don't know. Is he frozen on your end, Impact?
Nick, you still there?
Yeah, maybe he did freeze.
Yeah, he is.
He's not blinking, so. Anyways, while Nick comes back to life, like just I do. Okay, I know the show makes a lot of like Hop Pop's old jokes. It's like they don't like they're kind of like it's kind of like silly fun. I think this episode at least is the first time that kind of is like, oh, you're like you can't keep up with the rest of the group. I feel like I'm glad the show kind of like held that card back throughout the show and played it here. Because I'd rather have them do it near the end than early on. Just so that he can have this experience with like a character as old as like Mother Olm to get that like wisdom from it, from her.
I like that. I feel like to me, I think the whole journey in Mother Olm, honestly, Sasha suffering is hilarious. So that might save it in and of itself. But I don't know, man. There's always. I think this episode is always like a wish for this episode to be more. You know, I feel like all the stuff with the prophecy, yeah, blah blah blah, was in the book before. If you were in the fandom, whatever. Like, I don't put that against this episode much. Um, I think sometimes a part of me wishes that the prophecy was just like, I don't know. I think I'm fine with this episode being in like low B. I don't think an A, man. I'm sorry. Like, I like Mother Olm and I like her character. I think the prophecy stuff is just kind of okay. And I think the hot pop stuff is also okay. I don't really have like I don't have a steaming hatred for this episode. No, it's just like I don't think it deserves A. If you put it in B, like low B or maybe mid B, I would be cool with it. I just don't think it deserves A minus. Unless Nick, you have some way to counteract that, then like I'm not gonna argue completely, but Thumb, I can't hear you. Hold on, wait a minute.
Oh wait, no, now you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had my thing muted, but like, can I put it for high B for now?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's okay.
and then when Nick comes
I
back,
think that's fine with that. We could change it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know when Nick's gonna come back, but Grimes' pupil, I'm gonna just fight for low S.
Low S? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Low S or high A?
I was thinking high A.
Oh.
A
I'm
high
back, I'm
A
back.
for me.
Oh, Nick. Okay, great. You're back. We can hear you. So we just put. Okay, what's
yeah, we
your?
can hear you, Nick.
I want Mother of Olms to be low A. Impact thinks it's like mid B. Where do you think it goes?
Let me. Again, yeah, this is one of those episodes. I'll say that, fuck you, fight me on. When someone tries to say it's bad. Funny. It's pretty damn funny. It has the nice lore at the end. Seeing Sasha get tortured is very nice. There's like that one frame in the show I really like.
I'll
Where
take that. I got that.
I think Sprague. He runs into like that one carcass. You know what I mean? Like, remember, like he runs to that dead body, and the hand goes right into his mouth. Like that. That made me laugh so hard the first time I saw it. Let me. You know what, Thom? This is our pod. You know what? I say low A. I'm gonna give you. Let's say low A. Let's just go with it.
Do you want to put it above Sprivey?
Oh, let's not go too far. Baby steps. Put it above fixing promo.
All right. Okay. Grimes' pupil.
All right.
I'm willing to fight for. Am I willing to fight for a low S?
I mean, dang, yeah, that's gonna be.
I mean, Nick, what do you think?
High A. I mean, see, I like how you're relying on me. You're like,
Actually,
I'm gonna try to like.
Okay,
myself.
okay, maybe. I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna be the highest. I'll put it high A, and I think it's gonna be like the highest, one of the highest A tiers in the series overall.
Man, I don't know if this episode's better than Friday at the Museum, though, man. Or Escape to Amphibia. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not feeling it. I feel like Escape to Amphibia is too important, yo. Like, I feel like Ground Super going above it is like a little unfair, my opinion. Like,
I think it does very well for Grimes' character. I think it kind of showcases what like Sprig's level. Like, because I don't. People do take Sprig seriously. I just feel like this episode kind of like is like, hey, Sprig is like actually like top tier in the show, and then like they bring back like the Toad Army stuff with Beatrix. Like, you have the Toad Army like going like joining the Resistance, addressing all of like the Sprig Grime rivalry at the end of True
Conflict.
Colors. Yeah, that conflict.
It brings True Colors back into the show better than like most of what 3A did. So hey, like
They bring back
that's a point
Reunion as
for it.
well.
Yeah, like that's a good point too. I don't know, like I don't know, man. I feel like Grand Sequel was great. I love this episode. I just don't think it. You know what? You know what? If we can put it in S. I'll think about it later. You can put it in low S.
I'll put
I'll
in,
think about it if it deserves to just be an A.
I'll put it in A because
We'll
the
think
more I
about
think
it.
about it, I feel like it's more of like a high
Okay.
A episode than a low S.
Okay.
Just because like I'm thinking about like
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Second Temple because
There
like
you go.
I'm thinking like a segment like Second Temple where it's like for S tier it kind of just like has to like hit hard. Like Grimes people like it hits, it just doesn't like
Punch you.
no like it punches
you
me,
out.
but it doesn't like strike me in the heart.
Like, what?
Oh, for Grimes people.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
can
I
hear
mean,
you.
I mean, I thought I agreed before. I think I said like A, right? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it somewhere in A.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But
Okay.
and I did like having Fight at the Museum be the highest in A, but that's fair. That's fair.
I agree with you, Nick. I agree with that. I think I was gonna like be like, okay, just put it in S, and then I'll change my mind later. I think I don't know, man. I feel like it should be under Escape to Amphibia, at least. I think like I feel like
Oh.
Fight at the Museum, Escape to Amphibia are too big for me. I feel like Grind Super to go right above it. It's close, man. It's close though.
I would still put then I'd put Escaped Amphibia like just above Fight Museum.
Lower.
No, like I would put like
You would put Escape to Amphibia.
first, and then I'd put Fight the Museum, then Grimes Pupil.
I like Fight at the Museum better, man.
I know.
That episode's goated. Like, I think it's fine where it's at
Okay.
right now. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. The Root of Evil. I love this episode. I'd pull it mid B.
Mid B. I don't like this episode.
Whoa!
I don't know. Like,
Wait, so
I don't. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like Apothecary Gary. Is a mid character, right? He's okay. I don't think he's better than Mr. X, that's for sure. I don't have anything to say about him, bro. And like this episode is about Hop Pop liking vegetables in a war. Come on, man. Like they could have did something a little better with him than that. He likes vegetables. Come on. Like I think that's pretty mid for Hop Pop. And I think you could have did something better with him in a resistance story, no less. Wasn't he like an entire like rebellious symbol in season 1? You're telling me we're doing an episode about him liking vegetables? Come on now.
Okay,
Steve.
hey, they have the
It can't
three
be for
the three
real,
armies
like-
comes back. Okay, like
I guess, but like, like, I think this episode wasn't. I don't mind being Apothecary Gary back. I don't think it does much for Hot Pop, and I don't think it really does much for the show. Like, I think this episode deserves at least like C tier, man. I don't like this episode. I'm sorry, y'all.
What if we put it below Spider's Brain? How about that?
no.
No,
All right,
what?
okay.
No, okay.
Okay.
In
I'm
fine with that.
in the Root of Evil's
Or in
defense, okay, it brings back Jeremy. Okay, it brings back
Oh.
Nick, think about Jeremy. Come on,
Okay.
please.
I
like
was gonna say,
it.
to say this, it's kind of crazy that it's like they're in a time of war. You have people being destabilized, and Hop Pop is over here. Damn, why don't they like vegetables? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with you? Hop Pop?
Exactly. Like what?
Okay.
You talking about Hot Pop? Shut up.
Okay.
Like, what was he talking about?
They show Amphibia's destruction from a distance a lot of the time when we get into season 3 about like how like he's like tearing up the earth, like Andrews is tearing up the earth for resources. They kind of they touch on it in Olivia Newnan, like, oh, this is what was here before, here's what it is now. But here you actually see people's lives affected, destroyed by Andreas. Like, I get, like, oh yeah, Newtopia is beautiful and stuff, but like, they don't actually show what happens inside Newtopia. It kind of shows everything around Newtopia. You don't see what happens inside the city. Here, you're just showing some random town get like ransacked, burnt down by like Amphibia's like technological like revolution. And I just Apothecary Gary, like the spore stuff, like honestly I don't care too much about that. I just like the contrast of how like Apothecary Gary's not really a villain anymore because he kind of found someone where like somewhere where he like belongs and people that like accept him for who he is. I just thought like that was like a neat thing. It doesn't like
Not the villain. Doesn't he try to kill our heroes?
yeah, he did.
He tries to kill Hot Pop and the Planters. That's evil, if you ask me.
Oh, sorry. Like
murder is like on the top list, like of evil things.
Okay, yes, he does try to murder them, but like I like how.
What is Sasha? You know, like.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like Sasha wasn't evil, but like most of the show, like he was like. But I feel like I don't know, man. That's not enough. That's not enough for me to put this episode any higher, man. This thing belongs in C tier.
No,
yo.
I'll put it above Hollywood Hot Pop.
I mean, what about putting it below Spider Sprig? You know, how about that?
Yeah, I agree. I'll say put it below Typhoon too. Why not?
Well,
oh, that's crazy. Oh my god.
We'll put it below Spider Sprig.
Whoa.
Right.
I mean, I like impact suggestions. I like a suggestion though. You know, or we put it below Typhoon.
No.
Yeah.
Like, for what you did before. My god.
How many times are you gonna play that card, Nick? How many times are you gonna keep playing that card?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm looking at the wrong part of the screen. Like, how many times are you gonna play that card?
I mean, you did it to me twice. I gotta get you back twice.
Wait, when was the second time? When was the second time?
I mean, yeah, both Typhoon and Spider Spring. Like you.
Oh, shit, that's true.
I was saying like B. I was saying B for both. Well, I said A for Spider Spring, but still though. But now we're even. Now there's no more evil for me. I will rate everything.
It took us to the end of the series.
Nice.
Okay, I think the next one's gonna be kind of quick. Like, okay, the Core of the King. Can I just put it on S tier?
S.
No, put it below Froggy Little Curses. Put it below, yeah.
The what? No.
Yeah. Oh, whoa,
Nah.
yeah. Froggy Little Peak, man. Froggy Little Peak.
Okay, they're both peak, but the Core and the King, it just like it hits.
Nah, Core and the King is definitely above FLX. Wait, Nick, why do you think it's below FLX? I'm curious.
I mean, can I just say I like FLX?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, I guess I'll also say I think there's an argument that it runs just a tad bit too fast, but I think it is trying to squeeze a lot of time. I think was it like 11, 13 minutes? I can't remember which, but I think it does.
13.
Yeah, it does move pretty fast. Again, I think there's a lot of good about it. So I think like even if someone was like trying to convince me that I was somehow the pacing somehow ruined it, I would be like, nah, you're kind of yapping. I would just call it a yap. I would still say this is S. I think. Also, I don't know. I just like Froggy Little Christmas more. I don't really have that many solid reasons. Like I was like I don't know.
No, honestly, that's fair. I just think the Core and the King, like in the time they have, like
Does so much.
They does so much for Andreas, for Darcy, for the Core, like for for Leaf, the backstory, like
Leaf,
Beryl, like
yeah,
it ties so many like threads together. Like it feels like a lot of strings like come from this, like like I don't know how to like so much like stuff like
So much is answered in this episode.
like I wouldn't even say answer, just like it ties together so much.
Yeah. And I think it does a good job of making Andreas fit well into the themes of the show really well. Like it felt like obviously we needed something like a backstory for Andreas, but this was like the connecting piece to me that was like, oh yeah, like fits right into the show now.
Like
we already did, but like everything just makes sense
like
at that point.
keep in mind, Nick, we don't get that much with Andreas throughout the show, but I feel like the Core and the King does a
Or the
lot.
core too.
The Core and the King does a lot for Andreas' character to get him on par with Anne in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Like this is the episode
Good
that
point,
kind of
too.
confirms and makes everything so that like Anne and Andreas are like we always kind of like Andreas is like the villain. He's like a solid villain, but this just makes him like it's like, oh, okay, he is Anne's foil. Like Andreas was here, Anne was here, and like Corn the King was like, okay, this is why. Like
Yeah.
we have like the series itself is like Anne getting to like getting strong enough to fight Andreas, but it's like for Anne to get like Anne is growing to get to like Anne is getting stronger to fight Andreas, but like emotionally, like for the audience, like this episode gets Andreas emotionally to that same kind of like conflict as Anne. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like
Oh,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, you're making good points. Yeah, because it also does remind me of just how this episode flipped up the sort of like perspective on Andrews. Because I know for the longest time we were like, hang this man, right? Like we wanted him dead, right? Like no one like we just wanted him dead. But then this episode was very much just like just like it's like let him die, but it was sympathetic. You know what I mean? It was more like please just end his suffering. You know, like I feel like I do think that's a very again, because I feel like it's so easy to forget that, but this episode really flipped. It really flipped how everyone felt about him. So I think that's fair. Let's go ahead and make it top.
it's like
Top ass.
hang this man, and then we see it sounds like, but make it quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Newts and Tights. I want to put it above Grimes' pupil.
What?
Actually,
Really?
Wait a minute.
Actually, okay.
Nah.
No, okay,
He
wait.
He must.
Okay, wait.
I want to put it above Mr. X. That's what he meant. I want to put it above Mr. X. So I'm like, oh.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm being
I
too
think the
much.
episode sucks.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
I
Okay.
think Newts and Tights is mid at best. It is
No.
like,
Okay.
what?
Like I thought you liked
Okay.
Combat Camp, right?
I love Combat Camp, but Newts and Tights is like not a great sequel to it. I feel like it doesn't like Tritonio's backstory is whatever. It's like super generic and kind of boring. I feel like it kind of brings some stuff from Newtopia arc. Not really. I don't think his gang is that memorable either. I think the setting is really weird. Like the tone and vibe of this episode is so weird. Like robots in this one, for most of the show, we've had like Terminator kind of robots, Predator kind of robots. But now we got like a judge robot and night robots. Why in the hell would Andreas make this? It feels so weirdly out of like it doesn't feel like it fits anything with the show that was established. I don't think it does that much with Tritonio. I think Anne's stuff with Tritonio is cool. I do like that part of the episode a lot. Sprig is kind of just meh in this episode, and for this to be like the last Spran episodes, it doesn't do that much with them. So to me, like if Tritonio kind of sucks in this episode, if the setting kind of sucks, if the tone is weird, and the only thing that's good is Anne, I think this episode sucks. Like sorry guys, like I have nothing. I can't think of a good joke in this episode either. Like,
The thighs.
And can't carry that
no.
hard. I think that's basically what he said.
Mm.
And can't carry that hard, you guys. Like that. I think that's what he's basically saying. That's basically what I mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Okay.
guys. Like,
Yeah, Anne's
C tier, yo.
and no. Anne's reactions with like Anne's conversations with Tritonio.
It's going
Time
for
of the stuff.
crumbs.
No, okay. Time of the stuff with like friendship with like it's not a complex message, but it's still like an effective one. Where she's like talking about like the value of her friendship she's had with like they don't say she doesn't say Sprig, but at least the show kind of like intentionally shows her friendship with Sprig. And how like also we got the blue sword to come back, which took way too long, but that's kind of more of a dig at this episode than a compliment. But like
What came back?
the blue sword.
Oh yeah. That was kind of like it just kind of showed up because and felt like bringing it with her. Like,
But like I know some people say like the thing with Leaf's letter at the end is kind of like tacked on, but I feel like because the episode was talking about like the value of their friendship, I feel like it was a good once you get to All In and what the letter's about, it makes sense that it was included here. So like okay, I feel like the last couple minutes of this episode are A tier, but yeah, like the rest of this premise is C tier, but like I think it's like low, like at least a B.
I think I don't think the ending saves it entirely, and not because of the it comes out of nowhere thing or whatever. I think it's just honestly, it's hilarious how they find the room. Pop just is trying to use the bathroom, and then they accidentally find the most important room in the show. Like, I can't get over that. It's not like something where like I don't know, Sasha and Hot Pop have like a subplot or something. No, Hot Pop went to go use the bathroom and found the door.
That's
Like,
why he's the king.
it's very funny.
That's why he's a goat.
Like,
Goat.
it's funny, but also like, okay, like I think that's what makes it feel tacked on. It's not the themes. It's like the way they find it. Like it would have been something if Sasha like knew like about the room and they were like trying to make this place, but like
Oh, but the family book
you
is what
know.
opens it.
That's true. That's a good point. I don't know, man. I don't think this episode's that good, man. I think this is a disappointing sequel to Combat Camp. Like, you know what?
B tier.
You know
please.
Wait. Where?
The end part where Antonio's like, "Oh my gosh, Anne, you've really changed. You're not the same person I thought before." That was a cool moment. I liked how Anne's character growth leads to Anne giving the lesson. That's nice. But she has to carry this episode so hard, man. Her back is gonna break. Like
B for back. B for back.
Very low B. I'm talking under Hollywood Hot Pop. Like
I'll take it.
Wait. How is this still B? I feel like this should be.
No.
honest. I mean, I'm being nice, Nick. What do you think?
Dude, I feel like okay. We kind of have some crazy lists. I mean, I guess we'll end up talking about this later. But I feel like we have some crazy selections. Like, if I'm being honest, I'm happy that so many season 3 episodes ended up in A and B. Like, that's good. Like, we're not BSing ourselves. Like, this is a good season. But I'm kind of like, there's 2 things that are in B right now. And I'm like, well, what's that doing here? Like, let's just nip it in the bud. Hollywood Hot Pop and what's this one? Newts and Tights, let's take that down to C. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Take those, in fact, back me up. Let's take those back down. Like, what?
I'm cool with it.
Like, I
I'm
kind
cool
of
with that.
zoned
I'm
out.
cool with
I
them
kind
going
of
to
zoned
C.
out. I kind of zoned down. I let that whole conversation happen. Like, what the? There we go. Like, what are we? All right, there we go. Now we can move on. All right, we're good now. Sorry, I was like, what do we do? I was like, that's too much. I was like, that's too much. All right. We're good. You get them?
No.
My God.
Okay.
I was just like,
Please, can someone back me up for Flight of the Moth?
I got-
Fight or Flight.
no, I got you on this one.
Where do you want to go with it? Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Where do you want to put it?
Low A.
Fine. I'm cool with that. This episode rocks.
What I liked about it was like a secret Spran episode. You know, a lot of funny moments. You know, it's nice that Domino's back. Like this, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of good stuff. Oh damn! All right. He was like, he was just like low A. He was like, let me sneak it up.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on.
He was like,
Maybe put it under Mother Ohm. I'd be cool with that. Yeah, there we go. Solid episode. I have nothing to complain about this one. All the jokes are really funny. Yeah, I like this episode. I guess the only thing is like if you were in the fandom during the time, you were probably hoping this to be a Darcy episode, but whatever. Anyways, like still A tier. So
The three armies, A tier. And
yeah,
and
I don't know where to put it though.
I want to put high A. And tries to solve racism. That's an A tier.
Maybe put it above Grimes people because I don't know. I think put above Escape Amphibia. Put above Escape Amphibia. Yeah, there we go.
Above Escape to Amphibia? Wait a minute.
All right, come on, guys.
I'm cool with being above. I'm cool with being above Grimes people. I don't know about above Escape to Amphibia. Yeah.
I'm just happy it's high A.
Escape to a copium. Escape to copium. That's I'm kidding.
What?
I'll still take it. IA is still pretty good. I'll take it.
Okay, I feel like these last 3 episodes, there's certain issues there's certain issues I have with them, but like at the end of the day, it's like, sorry, let me just.
Yes. Whoa.
Yeah, like
figure out what number one. There we go. Number one.
Is that like that? Like that? That's the way to go.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Oh God, this is where I don't know if the hardest thing is better than all in. I'm just gonna leave it right there for right now, because I'm like,
I gotta think.
I know the hardest thing is the end of the show. I know. It's just like I feel like All In completes so many of the characters' arcs so well. Man, I don't know. Leave it the way it is. I'll think about it when we're shuffling the finales. I think that's where that conversation is gonna get interesting. So now it's fine.
Yeah, but like I feel like I don't. The hardest thing, that ending, it completes a series.
So good.
Yeah, it hits.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like All In, like it's so good, man. Like I know,
like
it's
like All In soars, but then like the hardest thing, it's like plants its feet in the ground, just like lands. It's like I don't.
That's true. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't have like a strong take on that until we get to like Reunion and True Colors. We got to order them. That's why I'm probably gonna be super hyper specific with this. So.
Do we need to go back, like down, back up again? Like, do we need to review anything? Like C tier. I mean, I lost so much here.
I
mean, if we can make more losses happen. No, I'm kidding. We're good. I think this is good. I mean, I don't think anything belongs in D. Like, I won't go that far. I don't think anything's like egregious. But. Whoa! Damn! All right. I mean, okay. I mean,
no. I think you're right. I'm just like,
okay.
I just found it interesting that we didn't have anything in D and F for season 3. Because with 2 and 1 we did, right?
Yeah. But I mean, that's. I feel like that's the thing. I mean, maybe we'll have like. I guess we'll see what happens when we do like an entire series long tier list. Like, Jesus Christ! Like, Lord help us. But I think that for season 3, yeah, I really don't think there are really any duds. I think it's just generally, of course, yeah, there are some weak episodes, like Cop, Mr. X, anything involving Mr. X, but it's like, generally, I think the general problems people have with the series are just like, the season long arcs, not really the episode specifically. It's a season long arc. Like, sometimes that'll occasionally make someone hate an episode because it didn't, even if it's good. Like, they might end up hating it because it didn't address like a specific thing we wanted from the season yet. Like, that's kind of where a lot of the complaints came. Like, because when you just sit down, because again, it's like we were saying, I think during the recordings, like if you just like our friends who aren't even in the fandom, when they watch season 3, they're like, yeah, this is good. They're like, yeah, this is so damn good. Like they liked it. They were really into it, right? And so I don't know. I feel like it's just that kind of thing. When you're just enjoying them for what they are. I guess you're not thinking too hard about like all the bigger things you want. I think yeah, everything's just damn solid. Season.
And I think most of the stuff too gets handled by like. There's a reason why the finale episodes are here. Like episodes that set them up are high. Like I think like the season long issues kind of don't become a problem if you just stream it, and then like the issues you have watching it kind of fade away when you get to the end because all of it gets resolved pretty well. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I think maybe we'll put Mr. X lower. Just nah, you know what? Nah, it doesn't deserve to be lower. I think C is fine. I think I'm not. I feel like I love Fight the Museum too much to put Escape to Amphibia higher. Man, that episode slaps so hard. Um, I do wonder. Ah, I think all this list is pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with it. Well, actually, no, I'm not fine. Like, I'm with what I wanted. I feel like I kind of fought for Escape to Amphibia, and I'm kind of glad it got there. So I don't want to be picky.
Yeah, I feel like none of the selections here are even bad. I feel like this is good. Maybe we can like rearrange some things, but I feel like I feel like this is a good placement for everything. I feel like it is a good representation of season 3 because it's like it's not bad. Definitely far away from being bad. Like absolutely far away from being bad. But I think it's like it definitely has. I guess it just has its own icks, its own problems. But yeah, generally still like
It
a pretty
is.
solid episode of television or a pretty solid season of television. I guess. Yeah.
It is funny that the beginning episodes are all in like B tier. Like both New Normal, Commander Ann, and Turning Point are all kind of in that section. I think that says something about the season where like it starts off a little low, but then it rises more and more where you're getting all these episodes. Like it took a while for Ann's arc to really work. Season 3, like once Fight the Museum showed up, I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing with this character now. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so, and that's kind of my thing with Sasha and Marcy too with this season, where once we get later on, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I see why they did that now. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think honestly, I think that's like a very interesting point. Because I guess it's like, I guess yeah, it's another thing we can sort of make a story out of here. Like yeah, the starter episodes were the ones they struggled with the most. Like maybe that just goes back to like season 3, like not having like the strongest direction, I guess, compared to season 1 and 2. Maybe we could see that again. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's something. I guess that's something we'll end up talking about. In the next episode, we have the full series tier list. Like that's going to be very interesting to see. Just see. I mean, yeah, something that's definitely going to happen is that we'll probably like some things are going to be removed from A and put in a different tier. You know what I mean? Like that. That's definitely going to happen. I think. I mean, I'm excited.
I still feel like we're probably gonna need a new tier. I feel like we're gonna need A plus. I'm just saying.
A plus.
I'm just saying. I feel like there's gonna be too many episodes in A for me to feel like it's gonna be super hyper specific in A to a point where I'm like, I think we need a new tier. I'm just saying. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But I don't know. I just get the vibe.
Like before we start
We'll see.
the next recording, I'll put it all up on one list, and we can decide if we need to like kind of like categorize it better.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't want to escape the S and A brackets.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But like I do, yeah, I get it. But we'll see when we get there. But I think that concludes this recording. Thanks for listening or watching. If you're listening to these podcasts, like I should probably put the screenshot of the tier list as like the thumbnail for like the podcast, just so like before you open it up,
Wait,
you
I
can
feel
see
like
it.
it's a spoiler though. Like
That's
I feel
true.
like the fun part of the of watching a tier list episode is seeing where they put them. Like, okay, like what's the logic of this? If you just paste it, it's kind of like a Twitter post. Like you just dump it there and then you
True.
don't really get to explain your reasoning. At least with a YouTube video, now it's like
You get to the
you
end.
put it there, here's why.
So,
Yeah.
so I guess if you're listening to this, if anyone's listening to this, just go to our YouTube page and then see where we ranked them.
Can you like link images or have links in on Spotify
I don't
like
think
or
so.
anything?
But I guess
Damn,
that's a topic for
okay.
like outside. So like, if you're listening to this, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Probably go to our YouTube page. Like, go to my YouTube channel. Like, I'll have a link there just so you can just skip to the end so you can see what the tier list looks like. But thanks for listening or thanks for watching. Next time we'll be sorting through all 3 seasons and making like the final tier list. But until then, thanks for watching or listening. See you guys next time. Say goodbye, guys.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
See ya.